Alright, 1 second. I gotta get this out the way real quick. Probably finna cough. Lungs choked up. It's been a minute since I've been here. I ain't shot a video in about a month. And if I take a hiatus like that, I gotta explain why, you know what I'm saying? I think I said this in a previous video. But November, December, January for everybody is busy holidays. But especially in my household. Because I got 4 kids' birthdays in November, December, and January. On top of Thanksgiving and Christmas. And the New Year. And my wife. So yeah, I don't really be having time to get up at the videos like I want to. But I just been working on mad scripts. So they finna come back to back. Maybe 2 a day. And without further ado, I'm sorry about the wait. But y'all finna get something spicy. I got the top 10... protagonists / final girls or boys of all time. Now, this ain't no big criteria. You done probably seen these lists or done them yourself if you're a YouTuber. This is strictly my list. All these people I got in these lists, it ain't from the strongest or who fought the best or who was in the most movies in a particular franchise or whatnot. This is strictly my list, how I judge them, how I judge how good the movie is, how good the final girl or boy is. Are they a damsel in distress, or are they fighting against the villain of the movie? Are they getting a lot of help, or are they doing things on their own? All that accumulated into my final list, because some people on the list are actually stronger than other characters who seated higher than them. That's why I said all of that matters. The movie, the help they have in, how many victims they got to go through to get to the particular person. Is cops helping a lot? You know, so all that matters with who I rank, where I rank. But without further ado, I got to get to some honorable mentions, because this could have been a top 20. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not just horror. Even though this is my main focus of this channel was horror, I'm going to start dipping into other topics like Harry Potter. I love Potter. I got 2 videos coming out about that. I try to keep them horror-based as possible, but this is, like I said, this is a horror channel mainly, but you might hear other content from it. I ain't gonna just go off the rail with some shit y'all ain't familiar with at all, but I might throw a Harry Potter topic in one day, or a Mortal Kombat topic in the next day, or whatever it may be. But y'all finna get some material, because I've been lacking. Honorable mentions. This one of the OG of OGs. Honorable mentions. I got Ellen Ripley from the Aliens franchise. I'm big with horror and sci-fi action. I like all genre of movie and television. But Ellen Ripley, this was like in the era, even though Final Girl's always been a staple of movies, this was kind of a sci-fi thriller where you would have wanted the final girl to be a man. Because this is sci-fi, spaceships, aliens, and she controlling a ship. So that was groundbreaking in itself. But she, you know what I'm saying, I ain't big on the Alien franchise, so I ain't enthralled with her. Like, she might be one on some people's list, or a way, not even honorable mention, just on the list at a particular number. But for me, Aliens is classic. The Xenomorphs, I know about the franchise, but I never wasn't big on it. But she still get her honorable mention spot. Another thing, Clarice Starling from the Silence of the Lambs franchise, Hannibal, his #1 antagonist-protagonist relationship. Clarice had to go up against Buffalo Bill. She had to face off against Hannibal face-to-face. And I feel like these movies are excellent. I did an in-depth analysis on Dr. Lecter already. But Clarice, I mean, she's a bad bitch. Agent, detective, FBI, she do her thing. She ain't to be played with. Moving on, I had to do it because it's just like all movies and horror movies are based on final girls, but I had to throw in one male or two. You will see. Tommy Doyle from the Halloween franchises. He came face to face with Michael Myers for damn near 20 years in a row and survived as a guy. Women can survive Michael Myers. Sometime he let them go, sometime they best them. But if you a guy, if you a teenager, your ass cooked. And Tommy Doyle survived and beat him in 4. I don't care if you don't like Paul Rudd. I didn't either. But he defeated him. And this really ain't a final girl. I did this just because I don't give a damn about what nobody feel. I love her. And she ain't even really technically a final girl because she died at the end. Helen Lau from the Candyman franchise. She is everything a final girl is meant to be besides the sacrificial death. Other than that, if she would have survived, she'd have made my list. But I'm a bias to Candyman and Saw. I tried to get a Saw final girl in, but it's not built that way. Neither is Candyman, really. You know what I'm saying? So that's an honorable mention for her just on GP. And this is kind of like, I thought about it like, I was damn near finna put this person on the list. And this is Chris Washington from Get Out. Y'all know the actor Daniel Coulier and all the movies he done, everything. He a legend in the business, an up-and-coming future superstar, Black Panther, all of that. But this shit right here, as a black man, in a Get Out situation, you fucking cooked. You ain't surviving that. And he did. I had to give it up to him for the Get Out movie. It was classic, iconic, scary, black cast, a theme of the present world. Everything about it is a horror movie without a monster. But the monster is always scarier in real life than a movie. Now let's get to the list. Coming in at number 10, One Smoke Break. That wasn't a good hit. I need to shave. I'm going to have to get another one in later. Looking kind of rough. I'm sorry. At number 10, from the Halloween franchise, we got Jamie Lloyd. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why I put her at number 10. Because after 1 and 2, we had Laurie, iconic, legendary. 3 was The Witch. We don't feel like that's a bad movie. It's just not Michael Myers' Halloween. But when they came back with Jamie Lloyd, it was like, whoa, she played in Hatchet too. I like her in that. She replaced the first actor in Hatchet. Side note. But she was vulnerable. A child that the killer is after, the monster. And she was vulnerable. It ain't like she was fighting back. That's why she 10, because her fighting ability and shooting and stabbing ain't there. She a kid. But she was vulnerable. A great child actor. She played the damsel in distress as a child perfect because she a damn child. And this is one of my favorites. Number 4 in H2O. If you've seen my Halloween top movies of Halloween franchise ranked. Go check it out. It's dope. But I like that movie and I like Jamie Lloyd. They aged her and made her stupid in the next one, I think part 5. But she did her damn thing. And it's in the ending when the Loomis, no! I said that in that scene. When she was supposed to take the demonic force of the thorn. Classic. Moving on. Number 9. From the Scream franchise. I ranked this at number 9 also in my top 10 horror franchises of all time. And it's basically from Sidney Prescott. This is coming off Wes Craven knowing about the horror genre. So he know how final girls are portrayed, how they supposed to be. This Sidney is a bad bitch. I'm talking about she's still pretty. I don't mean like bad bitch like evil. I mean bad bitch like sex appeal. But what I'm saying is she a bad bitch also in fighting ability because she ain't just sitting back, getting kidnapped, and then the cop rescue her or the boyfriend rescue her and die. She actively fighting back, going at the police because they ain't investigating right, smacking Gail Weathers. She should have been honorable mention because she's survived too. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sidney Prescott was in, like, I think all 4 of the movies. I said in one review, maybe they should have spiced it up by trying to kill her. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen. But overall, what I'm saying is Sidney Prescott, she did it for me as a final girl. She was sympathetic at the beginning, but she grew harder and harder, and she got a tragic backstory with her mom being murdered and all of that. But she wasn't going. Her boyfriend in the first one, the boyfriend mom in the second one, that's in the movie, I think the Slash people, all that other shit, I don't remember exactly the plots. But she wasn't fucking going. You come at Sydney, you bet not miss. Omar type shit. Moving on, I'm going to be honest. When I ranked this countdown, I was kind of offended with myself because this might be the baddest bitch on the countdown. Sarah Connor from the Terminator franchise. Yes, the first movie, she's a damsel in distress. If an alien, robot, mutant, killer, machine only trained to kill you and make sure you don't have a baby to save humanity was after you, and you was a middle, young, 20-something-year-old female, you would have been just like her. But throughout the movie, she progressed, she grew, she knew what Skynet was about, her son, the future of the generation. You know what I'm saying? Everything about Sarah Connor, I don't care how good the movies went, from 1 to 2 is iconic with anyone too, Godfather level. And then 3, 4, 5 and all the other shit is just trash and, you know what I'm saying, nostalgia moments. I don't care about that. Sarah Connor is always booked, strong, like Hogan in the 80s or NWO Hogan in WCW. Like, she never booked to get smacked around or, you know what I'm saying, the T-800 or T-1000s just wrecking shit and she get her legs sliced. No, she out there shooting motherfuckers, melting them, doing her thing. She a soldier. Nothing else to say. If you familiar with Terminator franchise, you know Sarah Connor is that bitch. Moving on to number 7, though. Now we just start getting to motherfuckers who I personally favor, because this person ain't fucking with Sarah Connor, but I like her more. So that's where she getting ranked. Number 7, from the Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, we got Christian Parker, y'all. Smoke break. Now, Christian in the Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, it's only one motherfucker who gonna be on the list. I ain't no spoiler. She here. Yeah, she here. It's just ranking where she gonna be. But when it come to this franchise, Christian, I mean, her mom, her father died at young. She got the dream power naturally. So she was born to be equipped to go against Freddy in the dreams. She had a natural ability. When she get in that dream, doing them flips and cartwheels, she get her crew around her. You know what I'm saying? Who can help her do this, combat that. She can bring you in her dream. Like, Freddy had problems with her. And I like Christian in the first one, 3, 4 when they switched the character out. She got murdered off quick. It's like, I don't even count that. That's like the Jamie Lloyd old version. I ain't count that kind of, even though it's canon. But Christian, I mean, she was that bitch, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't going for Freddy. She wasn't allowing him to take the last Elm Street kids out without a fight. And he was at his xenomorph most powerful at this point in part 3. Nancy even verified that in the movie when she said it. He never been this powerful. That's because he started inheriting the souls he killed. But Christian took him down. Moving on. Now, this right here to me is actually, I said all that shit about Sarah Connor, but this is the actual most powerful person on the list. Like, she a mutant, basically. She'll beat everybody on this list and every movie's final boss. Like Freddy, Halloween, Michael Myers, Chucky, whatever it may be, she'll win. And that's Tina Shepard. Y'all know how I feel about Friday the 13th franchise. Jason is iconic. He next to Michael Myers and Freddy. All of that, we get that. But the movies are basically the same, every last one of them. The ones that's different are the ones that didn't make the money or the worst box office and Rotten Tomato ratings. But them are my favorite ones. Like this one, Part 7. Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Freddy vs. Jason. Some of the worst ones to the diehard fans or to the masses are my favorites. But this final girl, boy, she ain't fucking around. She like Jean Grey, basically. She got telekinetic power. So she ain't gotta try to stab him or burn him or put a chain around his neck and hope he drown in the bottom of Crystal Lake, Camp Blood. She can fight this nigga physically. You know what I'm saying? With her mind. That's how she killed her father. I'm not getting into the synopsis of the movie, but she basically a telepathic motherfucker. So when I seen this shit, that's why this is high ranking on my list. I'm like, hell yeah. This is the first motherfucker who ever went against him, who he really is the underdog. Too bad I don't love the whole franchise or movie. Even this movie ain't that great. It's just one of the best to me. Moving on. We back on Nightmare on Elm Street. Alice in Wonderland, Alice Johnson. Like I'm telling you, Nightmare on Elm Street, I said this in my Nightmare on Elm Street review. They know how to make every one of these characters Freddy finna torture in a dream likable. I don't care who it is. Unlike most movies, Freddy is the only franchise every character, whether they final girl or death, you like every last one of them from every movie. I can't think of no franchise ever like that. That's why it was ranked #1 on my list. Go check it out. But I'm telling you, Alice, she was like every other final girl, trying to find her way, scared of the situation, don't know what she going through, what she seeing is true. When she start realizing Freddy in her dreams knocking motherfuckers off, he knocked everybody off from the Dream Warrior Psych Ward. Christian, he knock off. Kincaid, he knock off. Joey, he knock off. He take everybody out, basically, and she give her powers. From that point on, he whacking people from her friends list to the very end where he battled her and her man. Dan get out the dream, so it's Alice versus Freddy, 1-on-1. The fight was kind of janky because she was beating his ass, but it wasn't affecting him, and she had to pull the mirror bullshit out, but I don't care about that. She found a bigger weakness, and his mom and all of that. He couldn't even fuck with her no more, to where he was like, fuck her dreams. I'm just gonna fuck with her baby when she is pregnant. So basically, if she never ever had a baby or ever got pregnant, he wouldn't have been no threat to her because she didn't fear him or nothing. I'm going on too long about her because I like her a lot, but that was where Alice go. #4, this is sentimental value to me, and I don't give a damn because she is probably one of the most traumatized but weakest final girls besides Jamie, who was a kid. And this is from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, the original OG, the original final girl, and I mentioned that before, Sally Hardenstein, Brother Franklin. Now, so I told y'all about this when I did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre ranking, and I did a Texas Chainsaw Massacre review on part 1. Go check them out. ZZ the King. Sally is a normal woman, just like all these final girls. But the shit she went through ain't like a movie like Jason, Freddy, and none of that. This could really happen in real life, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Real life is always more scarier than a movie. If you saw the Holocaust of Hitler, you would think that's just a scary movie until you realize this shit really happened. That's basically what she went through, a Holocaust type of night. RIP to all the Holocaust victims, and I don't want to even say it like that, like this was compared to a Holocaust or nothing, but this was a total nightmare if you saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 1, which most of y'all probably did. I'm talking about Sally went through so much. Seeing cannibals, death, getting chased through a fucking rural countryside, like dense vegetated forest with a big beastly burly man with a skin mask and a chainsaw and a dirty bloody butcher apron. Like I told you, if you had a gun, you still might be too scared to pull it because your mind ain't thinking self-defense. It's thinking get the fuck out of here. Like I put myself in movies mode just to make myself psych up to watching it and caring about it. Even if the movie trash, I still just say, what if I was that person in this movie? Just to make myself interested. But with this shit, it was none of that. It was easy to be like, what the fuck? I'm glad this a movie. Moving on. I say this all the time when I talk about my final girls and final boys. I ain't even finna make no big long ass soliloquy or speech about this. Andy Barkley from Child's Play franchise. The thing about Andy from the people on these lists, he survived from the first movie to the current timeline storyline. Most of these final girls or boys or honorable mentions maybe died in a future movie or didn't die or not, but their franchises are over. Their stories are complete. Andy Barkley came out, and I think Child's Play came out in 1989 or 90, whatever it was, and it's 2021. That's 30-something years. He's still the final boy. Now, I know we had Nika a few movies, and in The Bride of Chucky, we had a little couple. I did a list about a Child's Play countdown. Go check that out. But he been basically the storyline of Chucky Child's Play history. It ain't even about, you know what I'm saying, getting the Andy body no more. It's just about them trying to kill each other. Andy Barkley. Final boy. Legend. Every time I talk about final girls and boys, I gotta bring him up. But The two I bring up most is from Nightmare on Elm Street, Nancy Thompson coming in at number 2. Now, I wanted to put Nancy at 1 compared to who I put at number 1. If you've been here long enough, 20 minutes, you know who number 1 is. Only reason I got Nancy at 2 is simply because she never was the bad bitch that the number 1 is shown and became through movie after movie. Nancy is the final girl of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, no doubt. I love her. She had the booby trap Home Alone shit against Freddy in 1. She taught the Dream Warriors in 3. The new Nightmare meta. Like, she's a legend. She know how to deal with Fred Krueger. And I love her for that. And them are my favorite movies, 1 and 3 from that franchise. Check that out. Nightmare on Elm Street rankings. Worst to first. She in my favorite movies. She kicking ass. She ain't a damsel in distress. She putting her mama and dad to emissions. Mama, go to bed. Dad, come over in 20 minutes. Like, she's a definition of a final girl. Smoke break before we get to the number 1. This ain't nothing dramatic. No dun dun dun. Choking. My bad. From the Halloween franchise, Laurie Strode. I almost spoiled it when I was talking about Nancy Thompson, number 2. But like I said, the difference between Nancy and Laurie is Laurie from 1 to 2 to H2O to Halloween Kills, and all the movies that's coming out now currently. Her character developed. She, in the first one, she running away and escaping them, and a little poke to the neck here, a little stab there. She a defensive final girl in the first 2. But from H2O, which I said in my Halloween countdown, go check that out, worst to first. H2O is my favorite, and 4 with Jamie Lloyd. But in H2O, when her boyfriend get killed, and she shoot LL on accident, I'm giving a baby synopsis of this. Because when she had them 2 big-ass kitchen butcher knives, stab, till he went over the balcony, she was finna blow his head off, but LL pulled her back. She chopped his head off and they retconned that. Like, then she training her daughter and granddaughter to be murderers. She got the whole house Home Alone booby trap to blow him up until the paramedics came and saved him at the Halloween Kills. But I'm telling you, Laurie is that bitch. She's Ellen Ripley. She's Jamie Lloyd, Sidney Prescott, Sarah Connor. You know what I'm saying? Nancy Thompson. She got all of these final girls on my list wrapped into her personality. Every last one of my honorable mentions. Getting out of situations. And she don't got, to me, even the plot armor. You know what I'm saying? Because Nancy died. But she don't even got the plot armor that some of these heroes got. Because there's moments where Jamie Lloyd made Michael Myers cry. She touched his hand. You've been chasing her all movie. Now you got her in your face and you don't want to kill her. Like, it's moments where she gotta get herself out of these situations. And that's why I look at her as the ultimate final girl. Laurie Strode. And I'll be back with another one. It's Easy the King. I'm out.